Hi Maker, I'm Angel with FleeceFun.com, and today I'm going to show you how to make these cute Christmas gnome ornaments. That's right, there's no place like gnome for the holidays. Gnome alone, rolling with my gnomies. I think I'm out of gnome puns. In any case, for this project, you will need the following. For this felt Christmas ornament, you will need 3 colors of wool blend felt, HTV and white glitter, and plain white, Easy Press Mini, Easy Press Mat, Cricut or other cutting machine to cut out the HTV, light grip mat, glue gun and glue sticks, ribbon, and Fleece Fun's free PDF pattern that's available on fleecefun.com by filling out the form. Now there are 2 types of gnome that you can make. You can make this cute guy, or you can make this guy with the holly. And this guy with the holly, he is just a little bit different than this guy, although this guy has multiple variations that you can make because of different details on the hat and mittens. So keep that in mind. What gnome do you want to make? DIY gnome ornament free template instructions. Step 1, cut out the gnome ornament pieces from the free pattern. Gather your materials, decide on what colors you want the main elements of the handmade ornament to be. Notice there are 2 types of gnome, one that has holly on the hat and one that does not have holly but has an HTV decoration instead. Decide on which type you are making and cut out the corresponding outline for that ornament. Set the outline aside. Next, cut out one of the gnome beard per an ornament. Beard is the same for both ornament types. Set aside. Also from white, cut out little cuffs for the mittens. Set aside, preferably in a baggie so you can keep track of them. Now, there are little tiny pieces. You got those like little mittens and the little mitten cuffs and that sort of thing. Highly recommend that you put those in a little baggie so you can keep track of them. Also, if you are wearing a sweater and for some reason you can't locate it, felt, especially those little bits, it likes to cling to the sweater. So check yourself first before you freak out that you've lost a piece, because there's a good chance it could be stuck on you. Next, cut out one of the gnome body from your desired color. Note that the body for the holly gnome is different. Set aside. From another color, cut out the hat and mittens. If making the holly gnome, you can also cut out the berries or leaves. Set those pieces aside and place it into your small things baggie. Note, you can cut out mittens and hat in different colors to make the gnome more colorful. Finally, cut out the holly leaves, berries, and gnome nose from the desired color. From the HTV, cut out the beard lines, hat decorations, and mitten decorations desired for your holiday gnome ornament. These pieces make a regular no-sew gnome ornament. These pieces make a holly gnome Christmas tree ornament. All right, now that we have all those items, it's time to add the HTV to these cute little guys. Step 2, add the HTV to the no-sew felt ornament. Let's start with the beard. Place the HTV on the beard and line up as best as you can. Note that the lines don't go all the way to the bottom of the beard. Iron on according to the instructions on your HTV and set aside. You will need to do this for each ornament. Next, for the non-holly gnomes, select the desired design for his hat and center it on the hat. Iron on according to the directions on your HTV and set aside. For the holly gnome, leave the hat blank and we'll get to it in a later step. I know we're about halfway through the tutorial. Could you do me a favor and hit that like button? It does a huge service for my YouTube channel, and it's just a quick click for you, and I would really appreciate it. It makes me warm and fuzzy inside, feel the holiday spirit, all that good stuff. Now, iron on the mitten designs. Keep in mind that the pattern needs to be low enough on the mitten so it doesn't get covered by the cuff when we glue it on later. Iron on. By the way, for tiny stuff like this, the mini press is really handy. Set those tiny pieces back into your baggie. All right, now that we have that HTV on, it's time to bring this awesome little guy together. Step 3, glue the DIY gnome ornament together. We'll start with the base and work our way to the front. Center the body of the gnome onto the outline. Glue into place. This process is the same for both types of ornaments. Now, glue the beards into place. Start by aligning them at the top. This will help them fall into place. Now, glue the cuffs to the tops of the mittens. Then, using the body to help you find the placement, there's a little bump on the lower side where the mitten cuffs will align. Glue the mittens into place. Next, glue on the hat, aligning the top of it, and it'll help it fall into place. Add the nose so it sits just under where the brim curves up and center it there. Glue down. The gnome without holly is almost finished. For the gnome with holly, place a large holly leaf on the left, using the body as a guide. Then, place the small holly leaf on the right, again using the body as a guide. Finally, figure out how you want to place the berries between the two leaves and glue them down. If desired, add an 8-inch loop of ribbon to the back for hanging. Make a bunch for a full lawn of gnomes. And that's it. You have this adorable little gnome. I love his little mittens. He's just adorable and he's really fun and easy to put together. And I love the fact that you can switch out the colors and make him, match whatever color theme you've got going on your tree. If you like this tutorial, I have several other felt ornament patterns that are available on fleecefun.com and here on my YouTube channel, so be sure to check those out. And let me know in the comments below, be honest, how many gnomes do you have right now? How many gnomes are in your house? They're taking over. I don't know if you've noticed this, but they are taking over.